I'm Trevor Smallwood, and my role in the village is chairman of Churchill and Langford Minibus Society. So I organise trips for people around the village with the two minibuses that we've got. So believe it or not, the minibuses were started 50 years ago. It was the churches in the village who needed to have, they had some lunch clubs and they wanted to get people to and from those lunch clubs. So they saved up and bought one minibus. That was used for transporting the people to and from the lunch clubs, and also to allow them to use it for other things. And so since then, it's grown in that we've now got two minibuses and we've got a greater offering, if you like, for people, but it shows that it's been well established for a long time. Well, we obviously were unable to have the normal trips, but it was quite apparent that we could have a good, useful involvement in that we had a lot of volunteers and we had two vehicles. So we were doing things like vaccination transport. We did lunch deliveries. We did medication deliveries. We also there was a food bank established. So there was quite a significant demand on our needs, if you like, during COVID, and that led us into thinking, what did we do post-COVID? And so post-COVID, we've been first of all re-established the operation of the minibus. So we've got 20 trips each month, which are available for people from not only Churchill and Langford, but also Burrington, Shipham, Winscombe, Sandford, and Banwell. And those trips are organised on a scheduled timetable, which is available around the village, and it's quite easy to book if they want to actually travel on those services. So that's the first bit. Secondly, we've established a hospital car scheme. So we picked that up from that was there before, but we've revisited it, and we've got the ability for people who need transport to and from hospital and who obviously are unable to obtain it. Then we have a couple of telephone numbers to ring, and we try hard to ensure that we can provide the transport that they need. So we do things like trips to the BRI or to Bristol South Community Hospital, that sort of thing. I suppose the thing that comes out of that that's helpful to be able to mention as well is that we are always looking for volunteers. So we have, first of all, Section 19 drivers who drive the minibus and who need to go through a short training course to actually become trained drivers. And we also have people who volunteer to use their own cars for the hospital scheme. So we're always looking for volunteers, and if there's anyone out there that actually might want to volunteer, then by all means ring us, and then let's ensure that we can have provide even more facilities for people. We have a number of trips that do things such as to and from some of the local superstores, so particularly in Weston. So we'll do trips pretty often to Asda and to Sainsbury's. We'll also have trips to Nailsea and Wells. There's the odd trip to Clevedon. So quite a smattering of, if you like, on one side the ability to be able to go out and do shopping with your friends, but on the other side the ability to be able to see somewhere a little bit different, like Wells, for example. I think that the other thing that's worthy of mention is that we, out of the pandemic, managed to obtain some funds for employing a community development worker, and Jai, who is the person who we employed, what she's doing is researching what is needed out there throughout the whole of the locality, which includes our operating territory, and that she will effectively help us to understand whether there are different ways that we can communicate all of the sorts of things that people can do to help with their well-being during the next few years. And hopefully what we'll find is that there's a means of being able to get a better message out to people as to what is available for them to do, and we can then see if we can provide the sort of links that they need, either by telling them, getting them in touch with the organisers, or equally from our point of view, giving them the transport that they need as well.